Hey guys, Greg Christensen here, Grandview Livestock. Just trying to teach these does with kids to cross this creek. Um, it's something they're going to need to do later. I'm not trying to push them all across today. A lot of them have already went across there. These are kind of stragglers with the smaller kids and lambs. But every few days I come in here and I push some more across, and they'll come back and forth, and they'll teach the others to cross, so that when we want to move them off of here, it's not such a rodeo, you know, because it literally is like herding cats, and you're trying to move those kids with their moms. And so if you just take your time, take it over a few days or even a few weeks, you'll get along a lot better. It took me quite a while to figure this out. Actually, just the last year or so. So if we're getting ready to push a bunch of kids with lambs, or does with kids, or sheep with lambs, sheep are actually a little bit easier to move. We'll take a few days and we'll bring them up to where we want them to go through a gate or a crossing, and we'll work with them and let some go through and some stay back, and it'll go a lot better then when you do want to move them off. You've already got some that know the routine, and as the kids get bigger, mom will take more of them across there. If you can see, I've set some pallets down across the creek here. Some of them aren't taking the pallet route, some will. And if you use a dog, you'll have to get one that kind of knows how to work with kids and does and lambs and ewes. Autumn here, she's just kind of learning, figuring it out. She's figured out if she pushes too hard, that doe will come back on her, just like trying to work cows with calves. Now once they cross this creek, they can go on over. There's a big clover field that we've been strip grazing. Is where they can go on to, and they'll like that, and they'll come back and forth probably a few times here, and then they'll end up staying over that way. And when I drove them up here, I left back several of the little newborn type kids, the ones that were even smaller. And they'll come along here in a few days. But your goats normally and your sheep won't like walking through water, but some will, and but some will choose a pallet route there. So it's just real important to teach your animals how to drive. I'm just telling you, when you got a bucket and you're trying to lead them here and there, and you got a bunch of kids on them, you're going to end up having all the does and just some of the kids. If you teach them to drive and drive them right, they'll pair up, and you can take mama and babies kind of where you want them to. You're not at the mercy of your animals. So learn how to drive your animals, teach them how to drive, practice with them. Just do stuff like this a few times. they'll probably learn quicker than you will. It's been my experience. We'll let these just go on back. I don't want to force them right now. Boy, these lambs are really growing. They just outgrow these kids almost 2 to 1, seems like. This is Greg Christensen, Grandview Livestock. Hope you learned something here. Practice driving your animals. Practice a few times here, get them to go where you want them to before you have to take them where you want them to. Let your dog learn. If you're lucky enough to have a dog. Yeah, somebody had asked me, how do my guard dogs get along with my working or stock dogs? And how do I handle that? What I usually do is I've always got this border collie with me almost all the time. If I'm on the four-wheeler, she's in a box in the back. And they just learn that she's with me. And, you know, really then it's not a problem. Sometimes I'll have to rein her in a little bit and holler at the guard dogs if things get a little closer to being out of hand. But actually it's not a problem. They learn, those guard dogs learn that she's with me and she's part of the team here. And really the one that gets the most aggressive is the stock dog. I think it's because they're smaller and they're a little unsure. They got this big dog sniffing around on them. But I've really never had too much of a problem as long as I'm here. I did have Kelpie, a stock dog, once. He was supposed to be tied up. Well, he got loose. I wasn't at home, and the guard dogs killed him. He wasn't with me, and I really think that was the problem. He got out there on his own. They just want to work stock, and so when I came back, he was dead. But so I just always have them with me, and if they're around the house, they're put in the kennel or tied up or restrained sometimes. They can't get out here on their own. Autumn. Yeah, she's turning in to be a pretty good dog. She's not even 2 years old yet. Hope you have a good day.